Hi everybody, got a couple of journals here with me today, and this one is a bit unusual. It's a artist journal, and I used to use something very similar, whatever they happen to sell in the stores back when I used to travel. This was probably, okay, I'm telling my age here. Well, not really, but close. When I used to travel with some ladies that we would go to art workshops, and they may be in New Mexico or wherever. And we would we'd go to those workshops to learn. But on the way, we'd drive. And we had, of course, our canvases with us and our paints and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes we would stop at the side of the road if we saw something interesting, and we would all get out, we'd all go in the field, and we'd paint, which was really kind of fun. But if it was like a rainy day and we spotted something, we couldn't actually get out of the vehicle. So we would stay in the vehicle, and we would use books that's like this that we could draw in, sketch in, take notes with, that kind of thing. And I have a million of these things that are completed, but I went to go back to my closet to show you, and I probably have 20 tubs in there full of my art stuff. And I thought, oh no, I'm not going through all that to find these. So I thought I'd just tell you about it, but that's what we used to use. And it was a canvas, so I used a canvas material here for the cover. It was canvas throughout, and I decorated it with a drawing. I'm not sure who did this, but it's a drawing. I think it was one of the big ones, like it wasn't Leonardo. It could have been Picasso or something like that, even though his works were different in the long run. He did have sketches. I mean, all artists do this because you may want to use that element in a painting that you're making. So this is kind of like it's an excellent writing journal because it's got a lot of blank pages in it. But, you can draw, you can sketch in it, you can doodle in it. I'm a doodler. I love to doodle. And these things are really handy when you're waiting at the doctor's office or you're waiting somewhere. Or having a cup of coffee at a coffee shop. You can just doodle and, let the time go by. And sometimes ideas will come to you. Same with writing. Sometimes ideas will come to you. So on the front of this cover, I put live, love, and create. And then there's a piece of old newspaper back here. I just really wanted the faint image coming through, and I used a piece of printed paper here and some crocheted ribbon, and then a seam binding bow, and it's got the cheesecloth over a lot of it to kind of mute some of this stuff out. And I stitched it in a medium tan coffee color, and I made the strap the same material. And going inside, I've got a double pocket here. We would use these pockets to put our brushes or our watercolor pencils or our regular pencils. This is a Prismacolor. And we would, line them up in here and here, and then we'd be able to do whatever we needed, and also have our sketch pencils. So these are real handy pockets, very durable. I did put a writing card in here in case you need it. If you're going to do some mixed media in here, you would use, what I would do is I would get some wax paper, and I would completely cover this, and I would completely cover this, and then I would come back and put wax paper behind the 2 pages I intended to work on. So I put a piece of wax paper here and a piece of wax paper here. Wax, not parchment, because it's not going to go through. But I put some selected images here. They were different images, and I just cut pieces out of it and collaged them together. But like I said, it's a lot of blank pages for writing. And you can use these elements. You can doodle off of them. You can write off of them. You can write here and then come here and then come here. So it makes for interesting writing as well. This is a fold out here of different papers for extra writing. Another different page, piece of newspaper. You may want to put an image. You can put your own things. You know, what you did for that day. A lot of people use planners like that, and they put their own doodle in it or a little drawing about what they did that day. This is actually a piece of doodle paper. You can buy that at Home Depot, Hobby Lobby, or Michael's, or online, or whatever, but it's called doodle paper. And again, every page has the stitching, real pretty tree. You know, and if the part that I cut out didn't work, I came back in and drew a little shadow up under them, things like that. Some wings, you know, they would do them in stages. You know, if you needed to, you could sketch a section out and then come in and do another section and then the completed section and write what you did. That's how artists used to do it, so when they got back into their studio, they'd know what the heck they were doing. Little book page there, little castle, just a different collage of different things. Love some of these. Piece of lace there. It has very minimal laces and things like that. Some more images. I love this image. More paper, another book page, which is great to. This is in a language. I think it's. Okay, mine went blank. Finnish, from Finland. I'm not sure what that's called at the moment. I used to know. Little stamped image here. And see, this is tracing paper. It's not wax paper. So you can actually draw on that if you wanted to. But just little different papers to kind of make it interesting and interesting writing. Now this is the inside. And it always had those old ones always had a place to keep things, photographs, you know, because we would take pictures too. Of course, you had to get back and have them developed back then. It wasn't something you could do instantly or have it on your phone to have that we do now. But we would take a picture of the item that we had sketched, or the landscape, or the building, or whatever it was, and then we'd take a picture of it, so we'd have that exact image for reference also. You know, and this opens up. Man, I miss those days too. It was nice going with those ladies. We really enjoyed ourselves. But these two open also, but it's a little pocket in here to put things. You have a pocket here in the center, and you also have another pocket on the back side. And we would just store the things we needed to store on our way. Might even take a little sample and put it in a plastic baggie, and you know, we'd have the shape of we wouldn't have the color but necessarily, because it would probably dry out, but you would have the shape. There's a thread we don't need. Another image here. But this is just a fun book, and you can do 100 things with it. And I really enjoyed those days. And we'd use these things like crazy. You know, if it was too cold to get out, we'd use it. You know, we wouldn't get out of the vehicle. This is a Vincent van Gogh sketch. This is an image here, and then I put a little painting back behind him, and a little thought, you know, a little mathematical thought he might be thinking. Another image of some castles, and then a field image behind that. Some more doodle paper. A pretty image there. A lot of people, when they mix media, they do both pages. They work on both pages. I used to like to do it on one page, because sometimes a time wouldn't be enough to allow me to do both pages. Got another little extra pages here. But you can use this. See, here's another one where you get the outline of the face, and then this one is the face, but it's also got the shadows, and this has got your details. So it's, you know, I mean, that's how you would sketch it. so that you would have everything. This is a nice image here with some cheesecloth. And again, you have your pocket to put in whatever you want to store. And then I added a little notepad for taking extra notes. These are removable. So you can add whatever you want to add on top or throughout. I just love these things. And let me put this back. But it's a fun little journal. And it's different. You know, sometimes I get my wackiest ideas, or I remember things right when I'm trying to fall asleep. I know that drives everybody crazy. And when I wake up, I've got to immediately try it because I'll forget what it is. So I block it out and get the images going, things like that, and then I'll come back and finish it up. But that's this journal. Like I said, it's canvas, you know, and if you use it for mixed media, you know as well as I do that if it gets paint or sketching or ink or whatever on it, that just makes it more unique. So that's it for this journal. I've got one more that I want to video, and hopefully the dogs will quit barking by then. But there's somebody out there using a chainsaw. We had some trees fall. So I am sure that that's what they're barking at. But anyway, I'll see y'all in a few minutes. Bye-bye.